Welcome to another episode of Sneaker Convo. I am your host with the most, Gary, aka In Gary We Trust. And I'm back again with another episode 11. We are in the double digits, everybody. Once again, thank you for everybody for supporting the kid. And I have a really good special guest for y'all. Actually, the other day he was actually on my other podcast and he told me, "Oh yeah, you know that page you be following? Yeah, that's my page." And I'd be like, "Get the hell out of here, bro!" So I want to everybody give a warm welcome to the homie Jesus, man.
Yeah, what's good, man?
AKA 561 Fitted.
Yes, sir. The one and only.
Shoot, man, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you been, though?
I've been good, man. I literally pulled up to your crib the other day. I think I still got mosquito bites still from that day.
Yeah, we were talking outside, and all the mosquitoes were biting us.
Yeah, man, you've literally been like one of the homies for like a couple years now. Every time that like I really feel like, I need some new clothes. Let me hit up Jesus because he be selling clothes and shit. And you always have like some fire ass shit that you be having in your like garage for like probably years that you haven't seen in a minute.
Yeah, it's just vintage shit that's just sitting there. I always tell you to like, yo, Gary, slide through, or you hit me up. You're like, yo, I'm gonna come by and get some vintage stuff. I'm like, oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Into it, like let's get right into the fits. I'm gonna go first. I have the Florida Marlins fitted by, you guessed it, 561 Fitteds himself, designed by the man right in front of me. And I have on a vintage NASCAR t-shirt. Not into NASCAR at all. I just like to cut said Taurus on the back, and I am a Taurus, if y'all believe in that sort of crap. The Essential Apple Watch. I got on the red Eric Emanuel Hoochie Daddy shorts. I got on the Supreme socks, white. I don't know if they're still cool anymore, but they're comfortable. And I have the banger, probably the most expensive sneaker in my collection, possibly. And it's the Union Air Jordan 1 Storm Blue colorway. Yeah, man. So let's get into yours.
Right here, I got the Los Angeles Angels New Era fitted hat, the one I created as well. Recently, it's for my recent upcoming drop.
Oh, stay tuned.
It's unreleased, yeah.
I know I haven't seen that one yet.
Hey, it's on my page. There's a sneak preview.
Okay.
I got the Merino Morwood long shirt. Classic. Got some vintage Nike pants, and the Travis Scott Nike SB Dunks.
Yes.
Your typical ankle.
Of course,
Nike
man.
Socks. Can't go wrong with those.
You know what pisses me off about that shoe? Because that's actually the last sneaker I actually went out my way to try to get and failed miserably.
No, trust me, man. I was the same way. When I saw he had previewed these when he was coming out with the Jack Boys album with the whole crew, that's when he had showcased. He had previewed these in one of his videos. I forgot which one it was, and I was like, damn. And I saw all the news sources were coming out. They're like Travis Scott, Dunk SB coming out, blah blah blah. And I was trying to look for it all over the place, and like we couldn't get the right image yet. And then out of nowhere, somebody they pointed out that he was wearing it in the video, right? And so I was like, yo, I need to get those. And I went out of my way to get them, man. I went to every skate shop around here. I signed up for every raffle online and everything. And I didn't hit on the shoes at all, man.
So you paid a resale?
Yeah, I had to pay resale, man. And you know what's crazy enough? Is that I paid resale right when the pandemic was just starting back.
Everybody just trying to figure out, like, hey, where am I gonna live? And this man Jesus is just paying $1,000 for this for the hottest sneaker.
Yeah, that's what I told my friends, and they're like, "You're paying this much money doing it
now." This is literally the time where we don't know like exactly what's gonna happen to the world or anything. Yeah. But hey, I got Travis Scott's.
Fuck it.
This is part of the show where I want to talk about the upcoming sneakers or some sneaker leaks or sneaker topics that's been going on social media right now. And one shoe that's actually just got announced that it's coming back. The Eggplant Foamposite is coming out in spring 2024. What are your thoughts?
Well,
do you care?
That's a classic shoe right there. You can't go wrong with Foamposites at the end of the day. They were big, I want to say back in when we were in high school, probably like in the 2000 in that area. But to be honest, I'm out of that phase of Foamposites, and I don't really rock with Foamposites. They're nice, but they're not for my style anymore.
Okay. well, my take on it, I had the eggplant foam deposits before. This is when I was working at Foot Action. I actually bought them on the 50% discount. There's a everyone knows if you worked in Foot Locker or anywhere in like in the retail sneaker stores, and they had that 50% off for employees only. That was one of the sneakers I bought for 50% off, and I actually wasn't going to sell it because that's actually one of my favorite foam posits. But then someone literally offered me even like a little bit over retail, and I got it for half off. So I'm like, literally, yo, why not? And then ever since then, I'm like, damn, I kind of wish I still had that shoe. And the fact that it's coming out again, I will be buying it for the personal. But my only thing is with the sneaker is I don't know if I should wait till it comes out on for retail or should I just wait till it go on sale.
It's probably gonna sit more than likely. You know, look at the Citrus Sevens that came out. Those are a big classic,
and the quality was good on those.
Fire shoe, you know. But it's sad, not due to the fact of the price tag. You know, the price tag was 1 point, but it was also the fact that it's a Jordan 7. You know, Jordan 7s, I feel like don't have that recognition as the 6s, 3s, 1s. You know,
but actually, Travis Scott apparently is making it his own Jordan 7 now.
Yeah, I heard about.
So we'll see where the hype like literally really falls. But as far as like with the eggplant foams, you can count on me buying a pair at least.
How many have you owned of the foam posits at least?
Foam posits, I haven't owned many. I probably owned the electric green ones. Those like the pros of obviously all the eggplants, and I think that possibly might be it. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the foam posits are not comfortable. So I don't know how people even hoop in them.
They're very stiff. I had one pair. I had it was a chrome. It came out back like in when
you had the chrome ones, the ones that was chipping.
No, the ones were they were literally chrome and they had an orange bottom on it.
No, I haven't seen those.
I remember because I had my plug at that time. He got them for me like way before they got released, and like I was rocking them in school, and they're like, "Yo," and they were like, "You're that guy," because you know I always had all the like sometimes the early releases for those, and so like those weren't out yet, so people were like, "What kind of shoes are those?" I'm like,
I definitely got to look into the archives for that one. A shoe that's actually coming out this year, and I had some words about this sneaker, probably on a previous episode. But the Air Jordan 1 Royal Blue 1 is coming out, but it's coming out in a Royal reimagined colorway. But the main difference is that it's coming out in pretty much all suede, and it's coming out November. I want to say 4th. Yeah, November 4th. So, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Not a big fan of them. When I heard about them, they were coming back. I thought they were gonna retro them like the ones that retroed back in 2017.
Yeah.
But after I saw that they were all suede, the material looks kind of, I don't know. I gotta see them in person, I guess. But from the first-hand looks that I saw in the pictures from different sources, I wasn't feeling them much. It was just they remind me of like there's a Jordan 1 mid out there. And it has like kind of the same material. I'll have to look for it. I'll show you at one point, but it looks kind of similar to that, and it just wasn't for me.
I understand. Like I'm not a big fan on suede on Jordan 1s in general. Like I did like the turbo green ones. I think they executed that well, and obviously Jordan Brand knew they executed well. That's why they're making more colorways of that exact shoe.
Yeah.
But with that sneaker, I just feel like this sneaker is a flop. And to be honest, when I first saw it, it looks like an SB from first glance.
Not even. It just looks like whatever suede they're using on it, it looks very cheap. I don't know. From the very, like I said, from the first look,
early pictures at least.
Early pictures, yeah. But we would have to see more pictures on feed, you know, as the time goes by. That's how I feel usually when you see a first picture of a new shoe come out, you're like, and then you see on foot pics, and then you see like the YouTube reviews on it, and you're like, oh, okay, that kind of looks fire. But for now, I'm not really feeling them. I'll stick to my 2017 pair.
Same, literally right there with you. And I just feel like as far as like a Royal Reimagine, I think they dropped the ball completely on the shoe. Like when I'm thinking about Reimagine, I'm thinking about you guys gotta have like kind of like the same treatment like you did like the Lost and Found Jordan 1s. But you guys could have took it a step further. You could have even hit us with like those like purple black laces that we've been seeing lately on the vintage like Royal Blue 1s. I just think Nike dropped the ball with this shoe, in my personal opinion.
What I think would have been dope, and I was like thinking about it when I saw a shoe, the blue hints, like the Royal Blue hints, could have been just suede and everything else been leather, you know? I think that would have been a nice touch to differentiate this one from the 2017 to give it that reimagined look, you know? But
exactly.
I think it was just a miss for now.
And so another topic that's hasn't been like a big discussion, but it's just a conversation that I haven't really seen too much people have. Apparently recently that obviously are you aware of like the John Morant situation that's going on right now?
Yeah. I seen all the memes on TikTok.
Exactly, like the quote unquote John Wick, the John Wick memes. So apparently, if you guys didn't know, like Memphis Grizzly basketball player John Morant, he's actually like the star of the Memphis Grizzlies, and he literally just signed a $200 million contract. Well deserved, by the way. If you ever seen him play, he's very like electrifying. If I had to compare him to any like past basketball player, I think he kind of replaces his basketball style. It's kind of like Derrick Rose in his prime. That's just my personal opinion. It's like kind of the same style. But apparently, like this is the second time where he has been on Instagram Live waving a gun, whatever. And I completely understand this is not a political podcast. This is the type of combos I would have in my other podcast. These are the aesthetics, but the reason why I want to have this conversation, why Ja Morant is kind of important, especially to like this podcast, is that he technically has one of the most popular basketball sneakers right now. Like he has like his sneaker, it looks very similar to like a Kyrie Irving sneaker. And obviously I know you know what's been going on with Kyrie and Nike. They just pretty much went their own separate ways. But now like Ja Morant was kind of supposed to take that throne of like Kyrie's position. Now the sneaker is cool in my opinion. The sneaker is very affordable and kids love it. But now they took his sneakers like off shelves and off sites apparently because of like all like him waving a gun. So do you think that Nike should really punish Ja Morant, like end the contract based off the fact that he's been on IG Live waving a gun?
It's hard to say, with that political figure, not political, but they're more of a people that kids look up to, other people look up to. So I think, I'm not saying what he did was right, but I'm not saying what he did was wrong either. I think it's just, he's young at the end of the day. You tend to make those mistakes. But then again, you should be like aware of the consequences that come to it with all that you do, right? So with that being said, I think Nike should just go like on, put it on a hold for a while and then come back to him when all this settles down. But to be saying like they need to end the contract, I don't think it's that big of a deal, like big,
Exactly.
But yeah, it's something they should definitely put on a hold for now and then let it, die down and then come back to it.
Exactly. Like I'm kind of right there with you, man. It's like I understand like any punishment that like Ja Morant is getting like from the NBA, I think it's just well deserved in my opinion. And I understand like guns aren't illegal in this country, obviously, but it's like I always tell everyone is like Ja Morant plays in the NBA and Disney owns ESPN, so it's like you gotta have to have some form of like some kind of like there's looking for the word, but it's like you have to be like very aware of like what you're doing and who is looking up to you at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that these basketball players have to be role models, but it's like I kind of do want to put on the fence that like I'm not okay with Nike dropping him completely because of how well his sneaker is like reciprocated about from the youth. So I want to say like, yo, Nike, I understand if like you're like on edge of like putting Ja Morant, but he's kind of like a really big figure and he's pretty much not really hurting anybody but himself.
Yeah.
It's kind of not like with like a Tom Sachs situation. I don't know if you've been seeing what's going on with him.
Yeah.
Don't even want to get into like what he's like being canceled for, but it's like if you really do your homework, very understandable. Even though Tom Sachs, he makes good shoes.
Yeah.
But it's like canceling him for the reasons why he's being canceled is kind of understandable if they're true.
Yeah. From what I've seen, that's a different topic compared to this. But
exactly. This is where I have like the guests come in and they bring some sneakers that mean a lot to them, or they just brought them for as a conversation starter. So, what should you want to open up first?
All right, you want to go with? Let's go with the ones.
Okay.
The Jordan Travis Scott ones.
Oh, okay.
So
right here, I literally wore those yesterday.
Right here we got the Travis Scott ones. Man, this was Travis Scott's first official collab with Nike, right? If I know.
Pretty much, yeah. That was his first collab, yeah.
So I remember it was back when did he have the Astroworld tour here in Miami? Wasn't it like 2018?
It was around. It was 2018, possibly 19, maybe because like I was at that concert, yeah.
Yeah. So like,
we were there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did see you there.
There you go. So pretty much, funny story is that at this time when this shoe released, I was living in Orlando. And I was going to school in UCF, so I was out there. So when I saw this shoe, they showcased this shoe. I was like, "Yo, I need this!" Like, especially it was a one model, the colorway. You can't go wrong with the colorway. It goes with a lot of, with a lot.
Exactly.
And I was like, I need that shoe. Like I wanted it really bad. Like this was one of those shoes that I was really chasing. And so I'm of course I missed out on the sneaker drop, blah blah blah. Time goes by, and there's actually like a at that time when I was living in Orlando, there was a store around the corner from where I lived, literally like 3 minutes down the street.
Oh, word.
So I go, I saw like I follow their Instagram, and I saw that they had posted shoe, like they had my size 8.5. So, I get in my car, I rush over there to get the shoe.
Beat every light.
Yeah, and at this time I had the Sean Weatherspoon's the 97s that he had released with the collaboration.
Also a good shoe.
Yeah, so like fire shoe. I had my pair was still DS. I had hit on those for retail. So pretty much I used those to swap for these.
Oh, okay. Wow,
Yeah.
really? They did it straight up?
They did trade up and like $200.
You added 200?
Yeah, which was nothing.
Which is not bad
Yeah.
because I think the second they came out, they were instantly going for $1,000, I believe.
Yeah, they were going for more than that. I think in my size, I feel like
Oh, yeah.
8.5.
Exactly.
Eight
Because
and a
that
half
was around the time where it's like when you're like a size 8 to 8.5 or not, anywhere like kind of like the smaller like like sizes, they were going for like probably $200 to $300
Yeah.
more.
So like I said, like I was doing anything to get this shoe. So I was like, fuck it, I'll drop the money. I'll do the trade. I did it, blah, blah, blah. And then I get home and then I realized that I'm looking at videos on YouTube to make sure the shoe was legit. The shop was like kind of brand new at that time. And so it turns out that the shoes were fake.
Oh,
The
whoa.
shoes were fake, bro. So, I did my whole research. I even went on Amazon and bought a black UV light.
Oh, that man did his Inspector Gadget shit.
Bro, when that was the most I had ever spent on a shoe. So I'm like,
I completely
it
understand.
better be right,
Yeah.
And was crazy enough. This was one of the most fake shoes out there
Yeah.
that's ever been made.
Probably still to this day. Yeah.
right. If I'm not correct, but so like that was why I was really careful with the shoe. So like I did my whole investigation. Did my whole little research, and it turned out it was fake. So I go to the store. And I'm like, I pointed the guy out. I was like, this is not matching. And the box was like all iffy. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. He gave me my money back. And then, so yeah, they were fake. So he ended up giving my money back. And I ended up going that same day. As soon as I got home from the store, I went on StockX and I bought the shoe right away. I didn't care. I was like, I need this shoe and I'm gonna get it. And so I paid it. And ever since then, I've had him. And it's one of my shoes that
you cherish.
Yeah, that I cherish, especially since the one, I love the silhouette. So
of course,
the Travis Scott ones.
Yeah, man. Like honestly, yeah, with that sneaker, that was probably I hit that. I actually hit on that shoe on the sneakers app. Yeah. I remember like that shoe. Like I told everyone when I posted the Gotham picture, bro. I got so much angry DMs that day, bro. But yeah, that's an amazing shoe, bro.
So, this one, I brought this one because I really wanted this pair when I originally saw it. No, so let me be clear. At first, when I saw this shoe, I didn't like it. I thought it was garbage. And like I told you. So over time, after I see more like on-feed pics, YouTube reviews, and that's when the shoe starts to grow on me. And so I saw this and I was like, this is low-key fire, and I need it. Like I wanted it. And so around this time, my friends and I were doing sneaker exchange. So like for each other's birthdays, we would buy like we would all pitch in.
Okay.
So it was like 8 of us. We would all pitch in like a certain.
I was
amount
always
of money.
too broke to go into those exchanges. Literally, I'll admit it.
Yeah. So we did that. We all pitched in for somebody's birthday. And we would get them a shoe that they would want. We would make a list, and from there they would buy that shoe and surprise us. And so one of the ones I really wanted was this. I was like, I put this on my list. I was like I really wanted this, so I put a star on it. And so like. They ended up getting me this for my birthday, and like my birthday's like in December, so yeah, they all pitched in and they got me this one. So this is one that's gonna stay in the collection forever, bro. Shout out to my boys, for getting me this
man,
shit.
I would say what's special about that sneaker is, man, like I say, like Virgil is a visionary because, like as growing up, when you see like a Jordan 5, we were like, oh, this shoe is yellowed. Why? Like we always consider it beat. It's beat, but then Virgil comes out and makes a brand new sneaker look beat. And then all of a sudden, it's like now that's a lot of people's grails. So I would say, bro, shouts out to Virgil because he really knocked it out the park. And we were like, honestly, we kind of judged that sneaker like way too early when it first came out. Yeah. But then like over time and like how he was wearing it too, like, all right, bro, this sneaker, it makes sense.
No, yeah. And then
he turned it inside out, literally.
One of the things also that I liked about this is that, Usually the 5s have that fat, like, part
Yeah,
here.
he slimmed it
Yeah, I
down. It
love
kind of
that.
gives it
Yeah,
like a designer
yeah.
type look to it. And the thing is with that shoe, I don't know if you worn it a lot or you wore it a couple times.
Nah,
I really don't know.
No, it's in good condition. I take care of him, and yeah. The last one, I'm a big Bape fan. Like I love Bape.
In hot water right now.
And so when I saw this particular shoe, at first I had missed it. I had missed an official drop, but when I saw like again on Fee and like YouTube reviews on it, I fell in love with the shoe. Like it's just it's not one of the shoes that like are really hype. It's just a dope, clean colorway. The collaboration that Bape does with Adidas is just really dope. The way they do it. On one side you have the Adidas logo, and then on the other side you have the Bape logo.
Yeah.
So I think that was unique. And then I love the Bape shoes too. They're just so feel like for what you're paying, it's just too much. I feel like they overpriced the Bape shoes.
I was in the Miami location in the design district, and I believe they had a pair or two of these there, but it's like they wanted 300, and like, bro, it's a nice shoe, but I don't think it's worth 300, bro. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bad quality shoe, but it's like what you get with this sneaker is like I don't think it was worth 300, but it is a nice sneaker and it's very like unique. So you're really kind of paying for like exclusivity more than quality, in my opinion, when it comes to a lot of the Bape shit.
Yeah,
I really do like the shoe.
So like, and then of course since it's Adidas in Bape, the shoe retails for 140. So you can't really.
Oh, this shoe retail for 140. Oh, okay. Oh, so I was. What shoe did I see those?
You're probably thinking about
maybe a Roadster
the
or
Bape
something.
skate studs.
Possibly
the skate studs. You got the Bape, the Air Forces, and so on and so forth.
Obviously, I knew that you were going to come on this show eventually, but when like you came on my last podcast and you told me, "Hey, yo, bro, like I'm 561 Fittage, right?" Because I got a random follow and I thought it was a scammer page, low key. Because like I'm always judgmental. If I see an Instagram page and I don't see a face to it, I'm always like skeptical. You almost got a block, almost, because there wasn't a lot of posts yet.
Yeah.
But as I see time goes on, I'm like, okay, this is a real person, cool. And then you told me that, I'm 561 Fittage because your old page got hacked. Yeah. So I'm like, bro, I really want to ask you, man, because I've known you for a couple of years, and like we kind of share almost the same passions and a lot of stuff. Like we both love sneakers, we both love vintage, and I just started to get into like fitted hats, and you've been doing it for some time now. So what made you like get into this fitted hat game?
So it started back, and I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It started back when the pandemic started back in 2020.
Okay, when everybody had time on their hands.
Yeah, everybody had time to do everything. I kind of started, like, I was on the side of TikTok and I saw that hats were blowing up, like little by little, like, little by little. I saw seeing different pages of different people that I knew start blowing up in hats. And so I'm like, oh, okay, that's dope. So I started getting into hats like that. And little by little, I went from collecting like dirt, like you would say, like bricks, I guess you can say in the sneaker game, like dirt hats. And then I eventually kept moving my way up. And what's crazy enough, during this time, the hat scene was crazy. Like it was blowing up. You could cop a hat. Hats used to retail for $40, right?
Yeah.
But after they realized, New Era saw that our hats are like popping, they raised the prices up to $60.
Yeah, 60, 50,
yeah,
55.
60, yeah. And then right now it's in like that sweet spot, 55, 60. But it became a norm after a while, just like Jordans. How they raised the prices up after a year. It became like that, and people were complaining, like everything. But eventually, you're eventually gonna get a hat or whatever, because it's like a passion for some people.
Okay, so you said you've been starting to like getting into like fitted caps in like 2020, and I would say that's possibly around the time I probably started to find like an interest into fitted caps, because I don't know why, because like I was realizing that. I guess like my hat journey was from like snapbacks. Then I got into like 5 panels because I'm Supreme, obviously. And then I still wear 5 panels to this day. I'm kind of getting back into 5 panels. But then like with fitted hats, I'm like, oh, there's like, I like how this looks. And like, and obviously the reason why I love fitted hats in general is because I'm a big Dom Kennedy fan. And I think that no one wears a hat better than him, in my opinion. Larry June up there too. Yeah, I'm about to say it. Like Larry June is like, he has the crown right now for sure. No pun intended. Like he wears it really good. And then as I'm seeing it, I finally I go on Sneaker Town actually, and they released the Bread and Butter collection. and it was like for the Florida Marlins. Because if you guys know me, if I'm buying a fitted cap, 9 times out of 10, it's probably gonna be Florida Marlins. I don't watch baseball, but I'm from Florida. Like that's how I rep. That's where I'm from. So they posted the hat. I bought it, and it sold out in like a couple of hours. Because my homie said, "Yo, where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Yo, let me go back to see it," and it sold out. I'm like, "Damn." Then I go to Daily in Miami, and they're selling that same hat for like $300.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the hat scene was crazy. Especially there was people like were like, oh, either you're a hat club or you're a dub. There was a saying like that.
Yeah, I remember that saying because like, and all right, and my issue with like, say if like things like Hat Club, no disrespect to like Hat Club or anybody, like Hat Club, or you have like this exclusive kind of like hat community that you sell hats. I'm not a fan of the pre-order, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That I just can't get with it. I can't. If I spend my money, if it's like not even a lot of money, 50, 60, it's a hard sell. If I'm dropping $50 to get something in 3 months, it don't make sense to me at least.
Well, here's the thing that back then that's what people wanted because the demand was so high. It was at a point, like I said, it was during pandemic. So of course, with the whole COVID thing going on in China, a lot of the factories were getting shut down. So all the new era orders were backtracked.
Oh, that makes sense.
That was one of the main reasons why the demand was so high, but there
the
wasn't
stock is low. The demand is low. I mean, well, the demand is high. The damn supply
is low. Yeah, the supply is low. But
you went to school.
But yeah, like the demand was so high. I remember you had hats selling for like $600, $800, like, and they were literally selling like shoes. Like, they were released and people would, you got the steamy checks too coming in, and everybody was just spending money like
Wild
crazy.
times.
So that was fun times. But yeah, it drove up the prices for a lot of things, not just shoes. And shoes was another
really
thing. Shoes flew and like they were flying, and then as well as the hat game. So like that was another thing but yeah, after a while, after the demand was like being caught up with, it started like. Right now, it's like at a steady pace, right?
I think like what I would say as far as like if I had to bring up like the pandemic and I have to think about like clothing pieces that went up and went down, I think of the Black Cat Jordan 4. That is the pandemic sneaker. Like that sneaker shot up for no reason. That shoe sat on shelf.
You know what's crazy is I don't even like that shoe, and I love fours, but I don't understand what the hype was about. I understand it's a classic colorway. But
yeah, even barely. But it's like the reason why I didn't buy it because like I already had bread fours. I don't need this shoe. And then the sneaker's like $1,000. But as far as like I think of the Black Cat 4 that went up, I think about fitted hats became really popular. And then vintage actually it fluctuated. Like it went down and then it went up. It's kind of weird.
I feel like it dipped after a while.
Yeah, like after the pandemic, like vintage kind of dipped. Even though a lot of people started to thrift more, but I think it's because it got more saturated, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it dipped. I think it just everything was overshadowing it at that point. So like it kind of went behind the scenes, but it was still there. But even then, I feel like it's still like I think even vintage is at that pace where like it's just steadily.
Okay. What I also wanted to before I even get to my last topic, you design fitted hats, right? Do you want to say who you designed for?
No, I'm cool. So shout out to Sneaker Town. They're based out of Miami. They have 2 locations, one in Color Bay and one in Miami Gardens. But yeah, I'm designing for them exclusively at the moment. The way it just happened, I just reached out to their DMs one day, and
DMs.
I reached out. That's how I reached out to them because it's as they say in the community, is like any person would kill to have at least one design. That's how hard it is. Like nobody gets to design like that. Okay. And it was usually after all of this, like where they started, each store has their own designers. Each store started randomly working with like more of the community, I guess you could say. And so the community started having more opportunities to design. And so I thought it was the perfect time to reach out, which was last year in 2022. So that's when I was doing like mock-ups at first, I was doing just designing. But I was like, what's the point of designing if I can't get my creations out, right? My work out. And so that's when I started reaching out to several stores, and some of them like did like say they would get to me. Some of them never like batted me at all. Because I would DM them on Instagram. And so and eventually I really wanted to work with Sneaker Town. And I was like, so I DM'd them. and like I kind of like blew up their DMs.
Mhm.
I blew up the
Hey,
as I
it works.
told my other boy, I was like I harassed him. I harassed him because like I really wanted to design, so I showed them my work, and then from there, shout out to Kenny and Paul because they're brothers. They're the owners of Sneaker Town,
Okay.
and so Kenny reached out to me and he's like, "Yo, do 10 designs for us, and we'll go from there." And so that's what he gave me the New Era catalog, and from there I just started designing, man.
Okay, so I'm not trying to spill your sauce now, but if someone's probably watching this and is like, how the hell do you design a hat? Do you know fabrics? Do you go on cut and sew, or do you like go on digitally? You just know how to product place
So
like colors and shades and
so
stuff.
the way I like to explain it is like think of it like a coloring book, right?
Okay.
A coloring book. You're given the image, and you just got to color in it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I have to go and source each logo. So each logo that you see on the front and on the side, I have to source those myself. Sometimes the store they gave me like files, but majority of the time you have to go hunting for them. You have to go look
Okay.
for them, and then from there you color in where the spots that you want to. And but also not every logo that's out there you can't use. So New
Yeah,
Era
which
is
you told
very
me
picky.
recently.
Yeah, New Era is very picky on what they allow. They call it like bolted or band logos. So you can't use certain stuff. For example, one of them was the I talked to you about was the Wahoo, the Cleveland Indians.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go by the Cleveland Indians anymore. For those that don't know, I don't watch baseball, but I know it because I design hats.
Yeah, of
They
course.
go by the Cleveland Guardians now. So now they have a different logo, and the Wahoo, the Indian logo that was on the previous Cleveland hats, it's no longer. You won't find that anymore unless they're like either old hats or like orders were made like 2 years ago because that's how long ago they banned it. So yeah.
Damn, bro. Like, so I think one last question I have for you, man, because it's literally like, bro, your story on like how you get into it, bro. There's probably someone watching this like, bro, I really didn't know there was a hat community like that. But like, so as far as like, because what we have like what we have in common, like, I'm pretty sure you got into sneakers first,
Yeah.
then you got into vintage, and now you say you're into like fitted hats,
Yeah.
like not even just hats, and they're just fitted hats. So if you had to literally choose one, like out of like each community, which one's your favorite community?
Uh, right now, I would say the sneaker community. You know, I get
Really? The sneaker community is your
sneaker
favorite?
community. I just reminisce of the old days on Got Soul. You know, the old Got
That's
Soul
the
days.
gold. Yeah, that's the golden
where
era.
everybody knew each other. You know, everybody was
When you were
cool.
just going to sneaker events and like you didn't even want to buy nothing, you just wanted to chill. And
Yeah, but even though I like the sneaker community more, the hat community it's small. It's not that like crazy.
it's not mainstream
It's
yet.
not main. It was, but now it's like so like all those people that were just there just to be there for the hype, they're gone. You know, and it's just more of the like the OGs that like remain. You know, the people that have been collecting fitteds from the 2000s. You know, type shit. You know.
Yo, and I always say that, I give a lot of credit to New Era because instead of they could be pulling a Nike and just like suing the hell out of people left and right, but it's like, you know what? If you guys really like the product that we make, we're gonna branch out and make this community bigger, and they make more money and y'all make money. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a win-win for everybody. But as far as like out of those three communities, like sneakers, vintage, and fitted hats, I'm gonna have to say, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I think I love right now. I love the vintage community probably the best for me. Cause like really good example is like I've been binge watching the Star Life, Jacob Star on YouTube. Shouts out to him. He has like a series going on where he's traveling state to state like vintage shopping, buying off people, going to Goodwill bins and stuff. And bro, it's just crazy how nice vintage people are, and like because the thing is like when you wear like a vintage t-shirt, it's like it just brings out like it's like a conversation starter, and it's really easy to spot out like a poser or someone that's like really just like in it for the money, because it's like, dude, you're really like, let's be honest, if you see like a white guy wearing a Black History t-shirt, like like no disrespect, but it's like you're gonna be like, hey,
What's going on?
are you wearing it because it's a mosquito head, or are you wearing it because you actually care for black people? Like, but like obviously some people you're free to wear whatever you want, but it's like what I love about the vintage community is that it actually does feel like a community still. Like there's like, even though a lot of transactions are more transactional like base, but the people in the culture and like the fact is like, yo man, I really see you like wearing this and that. It's like I just feel like it feels a little bit more of like family oriented in the vintage community, in my opinion, because like with sneakers, it's a little bit more cutthroat.
Yeah.
But with the hack community, I feel like and give it another year or two, it'll probably be like on a map at a different scale.
You'd be surprised, man. The hack community is funny.
I'm pretty sure there's some competition
I'm
there.
very active. Like I'm very active. I will say that. Like I'm very aware of what's going on. But it's just week in, week out. You see, if it's just funny from the inside looking out. Like I'm there. You see a lot of drama, a lot of like people fighting on live.
Oh my god!
Not like fighting, but like arguing over the dumbest, the dumbest
Bro.
shit. If you guys were to see it, you guys would laugh at it. But of course, like me, I stay in my own lane and I just do what I came to do, which is design and be cool with everybody. But like I stay away from the drama, but I tune into it because it's just funny, man. It's just funny. You gotta keep yourself entertained.
Of course. And at the end of the day, it's really just close at the end of the day. Yo, but Jesus, I want to say, bro, you literally killed this episode, man. You literally answered these questions to the best of your ability, and you literally not camera shy at all. So, where can the people find you if you want the people to find you?
So my IG is 561fitteds. That's the only IG I have at the moment. That's my main page where you can see all my work. I usually preview it on there, and yeah.
All right, shoot, man. Well, obviously, it's been another great episode. I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary We Trust. You can also find me on my second podcast as well as These Are the Aesthetics. And 11 episodes, and I can't wait to do 100 more. I love to see the sneaker convo community growing slowly but surely. But really, man, good freaking episode. I learned a lot as well too. So I'll see y'all next time, and yeah, later.
Peace.